Well, hello and welcome. I'm Bio, and today we're continuing on with Data Design Interactive Games. This time around we're looking at Rise of the Robots for the Super Nintendo. If you didn't know, Rise of the Robots was ported to home console systems pretty much exclusively by Data Design Interactive. They did the SNES version, they did the Sega Mega Drive Genesis version, they did the Game Gear version. So, not too sure about the 3DO and CDI, but I can look it up quickly. So let's have a look at the old releases. So obviously the original game is developed by Instinct Design Mirage Technologies, and was originally released, from the looks of things, or at least it was released first for 3DO, I think. It was also released for the Amiga CD32, CDI, DOS, and all of these versions I've just mentioned are all developed by Mirage Technologies, right, and Instinct Design. But then when you move on to like more home console, what you're more familiar with. Also, another interesting fact, I think Rise of the Robots was the only fighting game on the CDI. So there you go. There's an interesting one for you. Interesting bit of trivia. But the Game Gear versions, the Genesis versions, and the SNES versions were ported by Data Design Interactive. So yes, you may say that the original game is developed, but in this case, with obviously porting the game, the Data Design Interactive has to change it and make the game work for these systems. So you can say that Data Design Interactive are the developers of these versions, these specific versions, but not the original game. So yeah, we're going to be looking at the SNES version, which seems to be the generally the most out of the three versions. It's generally accepted as being the best version out of the three. So I don't know if that's really saying much when you have still the SNES version still has a terrible score, but I guess it is what it is. Looks like I might have to do input configuration because even on this times it just ignores. There we go. Because luckily with this emulator, it doesn't take long. So let's jump into the old one player. Mission brief and training. Let's try a bit of training, right? Because I am somewhat familiar with this game. I did actually pick up a big box PC version of this game from a charity shop back in the day, and resold it later down the line for more than what I paid for it in a charity shop. So there you go. If you're wondering why I've changed the Anubis 2 background, that's what you're seeing in the background. Because I just needed something in the background there. Blue is because it's very. If you look at the box art, it's very blue, isn't it? So. Alright. Droid activated and approaching. So this is like a fighting game where robots fight each other, right? That's the whole entire point of it. Here we are. So we're in training mode here, so I'm hoping it's just going to let me have a little play around. I love how he's just jumping over me all the time. I also love how his moves seem to do more damage to me than my moves to him, which is fantastic. So, military wins, power failure, yeah, whatever. I don't care. This is meant to be a training mode, so I expect training, yeah? Alright, so Explain to me how his moves can do so much damage to me. I don't like this game already because my moves do next to no damage to the opponent, and yet his moves take away a quarter of my health. And how is that fair? So I already don't like this game, straight from the get-go. Oh, there's a person inside there. They're not really a robot. I literally picked the training mode, but I wouldn't call that training. Let's do the mission brief then. Approaching Metropolis 4, Industrial Class B, population 34,034, 13% human. What's the other? 87% then. Robots? Analyzing form. Robot identified. Loader class 1. Okay. Threat minimum. I like how there's like little FMV sequences in this game. That's impressive for the time. But again, this is a 1994 SNES game, so PlayStation was on the verge of coming out. We're fighting a weaker robot. I think the training has us fight a ridiculously strong robot. Right. Alright, we managed to just barely beat him. I don't like the controls. It's very... I guess the word is... It's not jank. It's stiff. That's what I want to say. The controls are fairly stiff, to be completely honest with you. They're not very good. Again, it might be the sign of the times. I don't know. I just keep mashing the 2 kick buttons. It seems to do the job, for the most part. And there we go. The cyborg wins. Oh, okay, we're a cyborg. We're not a robot exactly. We're part human, part robot. Right. Okay. Oh, new opponent, Blue Boy. Analyzing form, robot identified, builder class 1, heavy construction robot, intelligence low, power rating high, combat abilities average, strengths, powerful arms. Okay. Agile legs, weak points, leg speed. Limited tactical abilities, threat, minimum. Okay. So you say, but then I'm not exactly doing particularly well in these fights. Oh, okay, and he beats his chest like a gorilla. Okay. Okay, I can't actually get a hit in because he apparently is just too fast for me. Right, we just barely won that by me just mashing the button. I don't like fighting games where you just mash one button and you win. Not exactly very intuitive, is it? So how do you jump forward? How did that do so much damage to me? How do these people, these robots, whatever, I don't care, seem to be doing so much damage to me? We'll just stun you lock you. That'll do. Get stun locked, boy. Get stun locked. There you go. We stun locked him into the corner. That's great fighting mechanics there. If I'm completely honest with you, I do not enjoy this game. It's a very, very stiff fighting game. And I don't think it's particularly good, if I'm honest with you. So, I am going to stop playing here. I know you're probably thinking, oh, well, you gave Jeopardy more of a chance. Yeah, at least with Jeopardy, you know, I find that more interesting than this. For me, when I play like a fighting game like this, a 2D fighting game, the controls are the biggest thing, the biggest key over visuals and style and anything else. If the game doesn't feel good to play, you're not going to enjoy playing it. And all I can honestly say about the controls of this game is they're very stiff. They're very stiff. I don't particularly find them that responsive either. So, yeah, not my type of fighting game, if I'm completely honest with you. Yeah, not really. Very, very simple. Maybe not simple. Stiff, at least for me. So yeah, that was Rise of the Robots. I don't know if the other versions are any better, but I'm only going to look at the SNES version. I can't be here all day looking at all the versions of Rise of the Robots. So I'm glad I finally got to play this game after knowing of its existence for years. So I imagine the most preferred way to play it is probably the DOS version or something similar to that, but you know. Anyway, I've been Bio. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.